今天是11月26日。我们现在在那个皇后区的那个地区检察院办公室 ，Thank you。然后这边呢，今天是就是纽约州的州长跟那个 DA 办公室凯兹总检察官凯兹，还有就是国土安全局也到了，纽约州警察也到了。大家在这边就是对一个国际盗窃案国际盗窃集团破获了一个国际盗窃集团。我们可以看到，它这边有很多这些名牌哦 ，LV 啊什么的 ，Prada 所有的产品都在这边。
Queens District Attorney Melinda Katz. And please welcome the 57th Governor of the great state of New York, Governor Kathy Hochul.
So I want to thank everyone once again. I feel like we are here every few weeks, which is a great thing for the state of New York. I want to thank all the media that covers these things, because it not only shows that we are holding people accountable in the state of New York, but we are also deterring crime in the future when you get the word out. We are here today to basically show that when a deal seems to be too good to be true, it actually is too good to be true. And we are going to make sure that you're held accountable, and we're going to make sure that we find you. Up with me today here is Governor Kathy Hochul, who has yielded the floor to me to explain exactly how we used the laws that she and the legislature have passed in order to make sure that consumers ahead of Black Friday are safer than they were last week. And I think that's extremely important. We also have New York State Superintendent Steve James. We also have Homeland Security Investigations New York Special Agent in Charge William S. Walker. And I do want to acknowledge all the prosecutors and the detective investigators from my office and throughout the state and the state troopers for the work that they did here. We are here to announce the arrest of 5 individuals who we allege participated in the continuous, systematic, multi-state theft of retail cosmetics, beauty products, designer clothing, and accessories. As we allege, the defendants orchestrated the theft of these products you see here from several states throughout the country on the East Coast, from New York, New Jersey, from Maryland, and from many other states. Then that theft crew brought the mountain of stolen goods to our neighborhood here in New York City, and in this case in the borough of Queens. And they sold them to the general public right back here at home. The posters you see up here right now are from Kew Gardens Hills, and from Briarwood. In addition to reselling the stolen goods in Queens, this group also shipped thousands of products to the Dominican Republic, where they also operated a brick and mortar retail store. We have named this operation Operation Fashionably Fencing. And that is because we have uncovered one of the largest retail theft operations that this office here in Queens County has ever prosecuted. The defendants stole $2 million of stolen goods, many of which you see right here in front of us. On Friday, November 22nd, our team executed search warrants at the residences in Kew Gardens Hills, Fresh Meadows, and Briarwood, and seized more than $1 million in stolen products right on site at the time of the warrant. The alleged retail theft ring specifically targeted Ulta Beauty, Sephora, Macy's, American Eagle, and other well-known retailers. And I would like to take a moment to thank those retail stores. It is almost impossible to make these cases without the cooperation of the retail stores that are being stolen from. And so I do want to thank them for these stolen product. According to the charges, the defendants utilized social media, Instagram, and other online resources to advertise for the stolen goods for sale, both here and for abroad. Right now, we're going to show you some Instagram videos very quickly depicting some advertisements. First, a coming soon notice to attract unsuspecting consumers.
Down in front. That's good.
Obviously advertising like it was any established business Next, we have open for business advertisements, and we have a bunch of videos which we can make available to the press, but I'm not going to show all of them. But next, we will show open for business, and then we'll move on to the next topic. Guess that was a very short video. The defendants who have been charged in this case are husband and wife Christopher Guzman and Ivelisse Guzman Batista. Co-defendants Rosa Santana, by the way, one of the defendants' mothers, Johnny Almont Reyes, and Tiffany Leon Fuentes. They are charged with criminal possession of stolen property in the first degree, 4 counts of criminal possession of stolen property in the second degree, and a bunch of other charges which equal either 1 to 3 years or 8.5 to 25 years. Additionally, 4 of the defendants are charged with fostering the sale of stolen goods, a new law recently signed by and passed by Brad Hoylman, Siegel Hoylman, and signed by Governor Kathy Hochul that has further enhanced our efforts to hold criminal offenders accountable while keeping the public safe. Notably, our belief is that it's the first time that statute has been used in the state of New York, which is why I'm grateful that the sponsor and the governor are here today. The defendants were arraigned on November 23rd and are due back in court on January 15th. This is an incredibly organized and dynamic retail theft operation. Nationally, we have seen an uplift of retail theft all over the country. And the other half of that, by the way, is selling the stolen products. So I want you to understand exactly how this was done. This was made from ledgers that are right there on the table, which accurately reflect the buying of stolen properties. This was done by analyzing the bank accounts of the accused in order to make sure that we can follow the money. Always follow the money. And this interesting part about this is we also used undercover operations, right? So we had an undercover who actually was assigned by these defendants to steal property. They got a shopping list to steal the property, and then we used other undercovers to buy that property back. And the message there is we're coming to get you. And there's a reason for that. And we have a lot of folks that have joined us, so I'm going to cut a little bit to the chase here. Every time you buy products that you don't know where they are coming from, there is a danger to you. You don't know where these products are from. You don't know if they're moldy. You don't know where they were stored. You don't know if they were stored in some very damp basement. You don't know if they were tampered with by the time they get to you. You have no idea if there's bed bugs on any of the clothes that are being stolen. You have no idea. And the other part of it is it jacks up the prices for those legitimate businesses that are selling these products. So today's one step ahead of Black Friday to send a very clear message. People should be watching the kids that are online. We should make sure we're buying from legitimate businesses. And ahead of Black Friday, if it seems too good to be true, I guarantee you it's too good to be true. Next, I want to point out that the governor and the sponsors' laws helped us with the retail theft prosecution. It also helped us, one of the defendants had ghost guns there. Those right now are plastic ghost guns, and they will lead, if not gotten and not found, to destruction, because they will be built into guns. And 2 years ago, the governor and the legislature passed a law which allowed the prosecution of those ghost guns, which were not put together yet. And right now, I would like to thank the governor for joining us today, and I welcome Governor Kathy.
Thank all of you for joining us here today, because this is a public awareness moment. We're hoping that the audience that sees what is going on here today will understand how vulnerable they are to fraud and to possibly be purchasing stolen goods. And I want to thank the District Attorney, Melinda Katz, we've worked together with for over a decade in pursuit of lifting up the lives of all New Yorkers, particularly here in Queens, but also keeping them safe. My number one priority as governor is to keep our citizens safe and also protect our businesses, our local businesses. So I want to thank the individuals who are here today, our District Attorney, Stephen James, our Superintendent of State Police. I want to thank you for working so closely with me. When we see a problem, we don't talk about it in Albany. We find a solution. We show up, we give the resources, the personnel, whatever they need on the ground to help solve problems. So today, you are witnessing government in action. We have heard a lot about retail theft and these organized crime rings. It may not seem like a state problem. It is a local government problem, except we have the resources to do more. And I want to thank you for helping us see that and to make sure that you have the men and women who are trained, the professionals who are making a difference every single day. Also, we are joined by the Homeland Security Investigations Special Agent in Charge, William Waker. You're going to be hearing from him in a couple of minutes. I do this with the support of great legislators. I want to thank my partners in government here, Senator Brad Hoylman, Senator Leroy Comrie. Thank you for being here. You are the ones who get this over the finish line, and I'm so grateful for that. Assembly Member Catalina Cruz is here as well. I want to thank her, and I want to thank our new member. New member, tell me. Lorinda Host. Okay, great. Thank you for joining us. Congratulations, and all those who joined us as well that I may not have seen. Listen, this is going to be real simple. We've had enough with criminals preying on our citizens. We are sick and tired of our citizens feeling they're vulnerable to whether it's random crimes on the streets or whether it's these sophisticated organized crime rings. And we are coming after you. This is evidence of what cooperation looks like. When we in Albany say, we can do this, we put $40 million, a huge commitment of resources, behind the effort to eradicate retail theft in the state of New York. Why? Because I sat down with small business owners. I sat down with leaders like Tom Gresh and others who represent the business community. I sat down with bodegos. I sat down with them, and they are tired of feeling like they're not being listened to, and they wanted change. So we heard them. We responded. That's our job. We passed stronger laws. We made sure that we could crack down on organized retail theft. As I mentioned, $40 million, what did that get us? 100 more state police officers dedicated to what you see here today. And this was primarily a state police operation, working with our locals and the federal government. I want to thank them as well. But this is the first ever joint operation on retail theft. First ever. This is the creative thinking that goes behind effective law enforcement. We also passed stronger laws to protect our retail workers. I saw enough videos from online store footage of seeing people behind a counter literally assaulted in a brazen attack, sometimes in broad daylight. And they're so vulnerable, especially if they're the only person in the store or the gas station where this often happens. We also want to prosecute the criminal middlemen who fence, transport, and resell the stolen items. So as I mentioned, we're here today to talk about results, but there's many more results to come. Now, this office has been so aggressive in pursuing and using the laws that we've given you the power now and the resources. Again, this is a tremendous accomplishment here today. But this operation, $2 million, look at this, everyone. This is not a sale for Black Friday. This is what people were trying to put into people's hands that were stolen from legitimate businesses. And that is unfair. Their costs are high enough. We do not want to put them at a disadvantage and make them lose so much money every single year. And there is a huge cost to that. Billions of dollars are lost every year because of stolen goods. And we're saying no longer. We've had enough of this. So we're going to continue these efforts. Again, I will talk about state police, NYPD, U.S. Customs and Border Protection, our Homeland Security investigators, and the local governments, our Queens DA's office. Today is a testament to what happens when you have leadership in government that sees a problem, says we must solve it, pull together the legislature, work closely with them, and deliver the resources here on the ground. Because, again, we're not taking this anymore. There's more of us than you. We're going to make sure we have the resources to do everything at our disposal to shut you down once and for all. And because this money back in people's pockets, because costs are going up. Costs go up in a store when they have to recover the loss that they don't make on the stolen goods. Think about that. The families that are struggling, trying to put food on the table, especially as we come to needing a lot of food this Thursday. It's going to be an expensive day for people. Their costs should not be higher because thieves stole goods and had to force the owners of the stores to drive up their costs on the products. So U.S. businesses roughly lose about $100 billion a year. And again, that gets passed on to consumer. And it's estimated that the average family pays $500 more a year due to the impact of organized retail theft. I want people to feel safe. I want people walking into a bodega, a shop, restaurants. I want them to feel safe. Every New Yorker deserves that foundational feeling of security. And we are going to continue doing everything we can to deliver it. People should be able to shop this weekend, wherever they're going to start their holiday gift giving and shopping. Go into there with the assurance that you will not be caught in the middle of a crime spree. And I want people to be able to buy toothpaste without having a store clerk have to unlock it for them. Those days should be over. We're investing the money, investing the resources, and delivering the commitment to solve this problem once and for all. Again, thank you from the bottom of my heart to hardworking men of the DA's offices around our state, law enforcement who get up there every day and do this unseen, unrecognized, but making a real difference. And I'm grateful to every single one of you. With that, I'd like to introduce my great partner in protecting the people of this state, our Superintendent of Police, Stephen James.
Thank you, Governor, and thank you, District Attorney Katz. Governor, I certainly appreciate and I thank the support that you've been providing the New York State Police so that we can fulfill this mission. This is a startling case, certainly in scope and in size. It's an example of how the organized crime theft ring, as the governor said, victims, retailers, and all New Yorkers. The suspects arrested in this case, without a doubt, they don't care about the damage that they've inflicted. They didn't care about the actions of driving up the price for the rest of us. They blatantly broke the law to make money. Now, certainly this was a complex investigation that was months in the making. I'm proud of the hard work and the tenacity of the members of the Special Investigations Unit and all of our partners, all of the work that they put forth to bring this case before you. It underscores our combined commitment to fighting organized retail theft. So just briefly, I'll tell you, earlier this year, at the governor's direction, we spearheaded a collaborative effort to disrupt the dramatic increase in retail theft. We worked with retailers, our national and local partners, to open up lines of communication to identify the problems that they were enduring. We engaged our federal, state, and local law enforcement partners in this endeavor. Since March, this effort has resulted in the arrest of more than 612 suspects and recovered more than $163,000 in stolen goods, just to the full spectrum as it's occurring in various parts of New York State. But we're not done. To the criminals who are planning to target retailers during this holiday season, we're most certainly watching. We remain fully engaged, and we will even catch you basically, and we'll hold you accountable as we have these individuals here. I also want to emphasize again that this has been a joint effort with our partners, a lot in a short period of time. I thank our partners. I'm appreciative of the effort. Thank you. And at this time, I'd like to introduce one of our prominent partners, Special Agent in Charge, Homeland Security.
Good afternoon. Thank you, District Attorney Katz. Thank you, Governor Hochul. Thank you, Superintendent James. My name is Bill Walker. I'm the Special Agent in Charge for Homeland Security Investigations, or HSI, for the New York Field Office. And I just want to provide a few very brief remarks today. You've heard today about the impacts of organized retail crime. Losses to the industry of $4 billion since 2021. This type of crime serves a low-risk, high-reward income stream for domestic and transnational criminals. But it's not without its impact to the public. Estimates reveal organized retail crime costs federal and state governments nearly $15 billion in lost tax revenue, which impedes government services to our communities. And the average American family is estimated to pay over $500 more annually in additional costs due to the impact of organized retail crime. And that's why cases like this one are so important. And that's why partnerships are so important. HSI's Border Enforcement Security Task Force, or BEST, and our trade enforcement and interdiction groups target transnational criminals by investigating the illicit goods that pass through our borders and tracking them all the way back to the source. And working with our partners at Customs and Border Protection, we target and prevent stolen goods from being exported to foreign markets that would inevitably continue the cycle of crime. Doing so led this coalition of partners standing here today to the defendants arrested in this case. These investigative successes were the result of a strong partnership between HSI New York and our law enforcement counterparts, the New York State Police, the Queens District Attorney's Office, the New York City Police Department, and CBP. When our partners call, HSI answers, and we will do so every day with the unwavering goal of keeping New Yorkers safe from threats to our neighborhoods and our livelihood. Thank you.
We spent months on this, and David Chang and of course Jerry Brave and our whole team. But I will tell you also, the governor has stationed 2 state troopers here for us to utilize and them to help us to help them. Before would steal them, then they would bring them back with that ledger, and they would get paid for their product. Then the defendants would either sell them on social media or in the retail store. Half of the products you're seeing literally fell off the truck, right? So they were sold and they were gotten in boxes from the warehouses of these same stores and never made it to the retail store. And so they were being sold after, you know, there's a saying out there, but in this case it happens to be true. They fell off the truck. And so we are still in investigation.